beautiful. Plus size is so wonderful. Music has benefits. I'm not your ordinary cheap. I've got a lot of love to share with Blue Short let me here. Taking time to let you know I'm my own kind of beautiful. So think it's your sexy girl. Don't just be ashamed. No, 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 no. You're so beautiful.
Let's hear that one more time.
If the plus size, it don't matter. If you got curves, it don't matter. Maybe a little thick, it don't matter. Be your own kind of beautiful. Keep your head up, it don't matter. Don't be discouraged, it don't matter. Let the world know that it don't matter. Be your own kind of beautiful. Curvy is so beautiful. Plus size is so wonderful. Music has benefits. I'm not your ordinary cheap. I've got a lot of love to share with Blue Short and let me here. Taking time to let you know I'm my own kind of beautiful. So think it's your sexy girl. Don't just be ashamed. No, 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 no. Be your own kind of beautiful. You're so
Okay, here we go. Here we go. This is your girl, Jamila J. And I have a special guest. Let me bring him up here. Man, oh man. Okay, let's see. Take this off. I'm trying to take off the overlay and then we'll get going. All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Jamila J's Girl Talk, where we talk about everything. We're here to empower, enlighten, and entertain you. So how you doing? I feel good today. It's a beautiful day here in sunny California. I have a celebrity photographer, and he's going to spill the tea on some of his clients and what he's been doing for almost 30 years. I am waiting for Lay. I don't know what Lay is, he pops in and pops out. But let's get it started with our guest today. Let's see. Hey, we have here with us Mr. David. Say your last name?
Shellman.
Shellman. And he is, I think, in Brooklyn. And
Yes.
he's on the show today. And he's a celebrity photographer. He's been doing this for nearly 30 years now. So he's going to give us the tea on being a celebrity photographer. He's also, I just learned, he does fashion photography. He's good friends with the plus size diva Lars Cross. So this is going to be an interesting conversation. How you doing today, Mr.
Good. So
David?
far, so good. No complaints.
Good, good. So welcome to Jamila J Girl Talk, where we're here to entertain, enlighten, and educate. So we always start off with where were you born and where do you live now? And you guys, can you please share the broadcast?
I was
Go
bo-
ahead.
I was born in Brooklyn, New York, and moved around a lot. And I'm back in Brooklyn, New York. I was doing different jobs early in my life. So I was doing messenger work, and I learned my way around New York a lot by doing the messenger work. And then something told me I walked around with a little small camera because I was doing photography, like around the block photography, taking pictures of people on the block.
Uh-huh.
And then being a messenger, you see a lot of stuff in the city and places they send you. So by me carrying a little small camera, I started running into people, especially in the summertime, celebrities, they doing different events. And I started taking little pictures where I started making a little book and showing different people, and they said, "Oh wow, that's nice. You got celebrity pictures." So I was like,
Wow.
and then what I did was one night happened to run into somebody who knew somebody who knew somebody, and I showed them the pictures, and they
Mm-hmm.
just told me, "Oh, we having an event tonight. Can you come through and take pictures of my party or something like that?" I said, "No problem." They was asking me different things like how much you charge. Do
Yeah.
you have a business card? So that person really showed me like the business aspect of being a celebrity photographer and how to get your business as yourself off the ground. And by me being a freelance photographer, that helped me out a lot.
Wow. So you was just a messenger. Did you ride a bicycle or you just kind of
I did a bicycle, drove cars, we
okay,
foot walked it, train did it, and everything.
whatever it took to get
Get
the message to the messenger, right?
yes.
So you said you had a little camera. Did you have one of those little I guess back in the day it wasn't the kind of the digital cameras.
No,
Was it
no, it's like a
kind of
pocket camera.
a pocket camera and you saw celebrities and you just got captured the moment.
Yes.
So did you build like that's how you built your portfolio?
Yeah, I had a little photo album. I walk around and take the picture and put people in there. And then like I said, I ran into the right person at the right time, which was the NBA. They had a fashion show in the NBA store when they moved to New York.
Uh-huh.
They built a store in New York on Fifth Avenue, and I worked right next to it as one of my jobs. So I just kept going in there, looking at
Oh,
people, seeing stuff. And then when they had the fashion show, I was invited to the fashion show, and then I met this lady who knew somebody. She was a publicist, and she's also a friend of Sean Diddy Combs, and
wow.
she was
You
the
just
one who,
got up there real fast. It's the right people.
yeah,
That's
she was the one who
that's what
showed me. She was the one who showed me how to do everything, like the business cards and how to charge for parties and stuff like that. So that was a blessing.
wow. So you were at the right time at the right place.
Yes,
Did you always love photography?
yeah, because you could capture moments that which you could be in that position where you could capture moments where nobody else could capture.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
as you're doing it over and over, you try to catch certain moments, like certain pictures you got to catch where you could see people walking around with all these big cameras and they don't even know how to use them.
Yeah, I was that's me. I have a nice camera, don't really know how to use it properly. But
Yes.
initially when you started, and I know you could walk around Fifth Avenue, you can see all these, famous people. How
Mhm.
did they feel, I guess back 30 years ago, 27 years ago when you started? How did they feel you taking pictures of them?
Oh no, what I would do is I would approach them and ask them nice. And if they said
Mhm.
no, you move on. Somebody gonna open that ice for you where they're gonna say, okay, no problem. So I didn't really have no problem if somebody said no, or if they said yeah, I would tell them, let me get a picture, boom, boom, boom. It's the way
Mhm.
you approach people and the way you ask them. That's the key. And if you
Wow.
don't know how to approach people, then they're gonna have security help you out their way. And they do have security.
Yeah, I'm just wondering before you got, that one big break, how many no's did you get?
um I don't know. If I didn't get close enough, I just took it from afar, and
Mhm.
I mean, you gotta stand in line and just, or what you do is, what I used to do is, when they have an event, I would be there
Mhm.
super early, let people know who I am, the publicist and everybody know who I am. I'm here to do this here. So they say, as long as you ain't in our way, you good.
Right, right. That's
So I mean, I don't
good.
know when. I mean, there were some people who said no. I mean, I said, like I said, they said
Mhm.
no. You just say okay, move on.
Yeah,
Everybody not gonna say no because everybody want the publicity.
exactly. But I can't imagine like today, everybody has their cell phone, and if a celebrity, you see a celebrity, wherever, the first thing people do, they're gonna, excuse me, they're gonna pull out their cell phone and try to get that picture and post it on social media. So I think how you started out was, it's a lot different than if you would have started today.
Yeah, because everybody, like, today it's a lot of controversy with these cell phones, and they're not professional.
No.
You know, I mean, you gotta, I mean, people want to see their pictures professionally done, going somewhere. Like, you take a picture, where's it going? I mean, what's going on with my picture? You're just not gonna take it and do nothing with the picture. They
Yeah.
want to know. They want to know where you gonna put the picture. People like they even have publishers come up to them. Who's that person taking my picture? If they don't like
Hmm.
your answer, they'll shut you down.
Yeah.
You could
I
have the
think.
picture. You could
Go
have the
ahead.
picture and then it goes nowhere.
But I think too, it's like, what if you just want to run to the store and get some milk, and you don't want to be bothered with all that, and people, taking your picture. I watched, Whitney Houston and Bobby Brown. She
Yeah,
couldn't even eat. It was like one place they were at, some kind of resort, and she's sitting down eating. It's like, can I take your picture? It's like, lady, no, I'm trying to eat.
yeah,
So I think, like you said, you got to be professional, and I know that they don't want to discourage their fans, but I think they're people too.
yeah. I
They're people.
understand that, but that's part of the territory. But then again, I said, when you're doing this, said you professional, you ask them nicely. Let them know who you are, who you work with. Ask a professor. If they say no, you respect their boundaries. And the next time
Hmm.
you see them, they might invite you to something big party or something like that, to an event where you can take their picture and you can still do your thing, and they respect you more because once they start respecting you, then that's your open door for everything they do. You
Yeah,
ain't gotta take the shots that they don't want. You gotta respect their boundaries, and it comes with the luck that comes with it.
yeah, yeah. I want you to name drop because you sent me some pictures, and I was gonna post them on the show, kind of do like a slideshow, but I got a new phone, so I wasn't
Okay.
able to download them. So just name drop some of the people that you have worked with.
I work with Alec Baldwin, Mary J. I work with a lot of rappers like Jay Z, Sean Diddy Combs. Uh, I work with a lot of movie stars. I did a few weddings for people like Elton Brand. Um, but like again, it said you got to work with people that appreciate what you're doing. I did a lot of movie premieres. I work with Akon. I work with
Wow.
when they did a video called Locked Up. We did the whole video shoot in Brooklyn. I worked with Jay Z on, I think it was Excuse Me, Miss. I worked with that. It took 2 days to do that there. Um,
Do you do videography too, or is it just
no,
photography?
just photography.
Okay,
I'm
okay,
working into the other thing, but I walk around with a held hand video camera. But you can't do both. You try to
all
do
right,
one and the other, but I still walk around my video camera in my bag as well.
okay, okay. Wow. So, what was if this was a moment that you said, "Wow, I made it," I'm in here.
Mhm.
What would be that moment, and who would be that celebrity?
I did Little Kim's birthday party. Oh no, it was an album release party. They did at the Puck Building in Brooklyn some years ago, and it was like every celebrity rapper in the game came through and paid homage to her that day. Like you
Uh,
had Big Pun, you had Fat Joe, you had Cuban Link, and all of them came through. Jay Z came through. Sean Diddy Combs was there. You know, you had
was
the
Biggie alive then?
50
Biggie?
wasn't 50
Big,
wasn't no Biggie wasn't alive.
oh, okay.
That was after. That was after.
Okay. Okay.
I
Wow.
did I
It's
did
so,
we did 50 cents. We did an interview with 50 Cent when he first came out. It was 50 Cent. It was 50 minutes with 50 Cent. We was like one of the first photographers to deal with him when he first came out. He gave us the rundown on what he gonna do and everything he said. He did it like an itinerary about
mm,
he gonna do get his company together, deal with certain people. He gonna do the clothing line like everybody did back in the days. So I mean, that's what you gotta follow when you making money. You have to have some kind of itinerary or some kind of
the
uh,
vision. You got to have a
yeah.
vision.
You
Yeah.
have that,
You
yes,
you know what? One thing about 50 Cent, he was a billionaire real fast. You
yes.
know? Yeah, he had a vision and now he's doing production and movies and things like that.
And he worked with the right people who seen his vision. So it wasn't no anybody could just come in and put something in his ear like this the way you should do it. When I already got
Mhm.
my idea how I'm gonna do it.
Right, right. So, being a celebrity photographer, what are some of the perks?
You just gotta. I don't look at it like I'm getting perks. I just get out of it like I'm just broadening the eye so people could see what people is doing besides seeing on TV. I'm like behind the scenes. You see them on TV, I'm standing there with them live, doing shooting with them and putting their stuff in magazines. So it's a lot of encouragement for us people to see your vision of where you could go and where they could go besides doing nothing. You gotta have something when you're growing up. Oh, I
Yeah,
see the people on TV. They did it, say this. It ain't about them being rich. It's about where you want to see your career.
yeah. Wow. So, I mean, can you give us a little behind the scene dirt? What is something that maybe surprised you the most about what you do?
Um, we was at a movie premiere for I forgot what it was. It was in the Ziegfeld Theater in New York, and I think it was what's her name? Paris Hilton,
Oh, okay.
and she was with another. I think it's one of the Wahlberg's wife, and she came up on the red carpet with a motorcycle with nothing under. So she was on the motorcycle, and she geared up. She geared it up, and the motorcycle took off, and she flew off, and everything else flew out.
She was nude.
And then yeah, underneath,
She had
yeah. And
nothing
then
on. She had a coat on or something, or she
no,
just
no,
butt
she had
naked.
she had no coat on. She had a regular dress. And then
Oh,
Paris Hilton said, "Oh, don't worry about her. Keep taking my picture. Lady could be hurt, and you worry about people taking your picture." Well, other people wanted that picture, but it worked out. They got out together, and that's back. That's back when they was saying, "Oh, I had a malfunction with my bra, and my thing came out." They
oh
was
yeah,
doing that on. They was doing that on purpose
yeah. For
because once somebody,
publicity.
it was like a trend. Once
Yeah,
somebody did it, they all started doing it.
just like the sex tapes. You
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Once one person do it as a trend, everybody started trying to do it, but everybody can't do it.
Exactly. Yeah,
But it was fun, when you was there. Like, you try to catch those moments, and then you have something to look for. Look back on. Like, this was a trend before.
yeah. That's true. I guess. Yeah. After you think about the other people who did, it's like, oh,
Yeah.
monkey see, monkey do kind of thing.
But I met a. I
Well,
mean, I met a few. I mean, I met like what's his name? The little kid. He was a kid when Quincy Jones found him.
oh, Tevin Campbell.
Bingo. I seen him in a restaurant.
Oh, I love him.
He said, "That's not. That's." I said, "Ain't you Tevin Campbell?" He said, "No, no." I said, "Yeah, all right. I know you for a fact. That's you."
Where did you shoot him?
He was
Or
at
see him?
Carnegie. He was over there going in. He was in a restaurant next to Carnegie Hall in
Oh,
57th in the city.
wow,
But I mean,
wow,
if you hear his music, you look at his face, that was him because he was like he must have been about 15.
wow,
And I got
wow.
pictures of Bow Wow when he was mad young too. He was about 10, I think, or 11.
Oh my God, where'd you see Bow Wow at?
We did a he did a show at when he first came out. I think his first album or second album. It was at
Okay.
one of the record stores,
Hmm.
and he
Oh, so
came
it
in
was
with
like
Jermaine
an album
Dupri.
release party or something
Yes,
like that.
yes, the
Yeah.
release of his album. Yes,
Wow.
he was with Jermaine Dupri and the Brat.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So when you take the pictures, do you sell them to publications? Do you
Yes.
keep one for your portfolio? What do you do with, or do you send them to the star?
No, I send them to my take them to my publication, and I make sure which one they want. Because back in the days, you had to take them there, or it's better to take it because you might send a lot and they might not use but one, but then you ain't got the rest. So
Right. Right.
I always make copies, send it to them or take it to them, and see which one they want. And the rest I keep it for myself, and I could use those for another publication.
Right. Right.
You
Do you
try to
go
move
ahead?
around as much as you can with your pictures because $1 you got $1, you want another dollar.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
So
because I'm a
do you
freelancer.
keep some for yourself though, like for your portfolio, or you know how you go into restaurants and you see all these pictures of movie stars. Do you ever, just keep them for yourself or sell them to, other
No,
places besides magazines or?
I do both. I keep it for myself, and then I deal with it with I make it for my give it to my publication. Like I worked with a few, Amsterdam
Okay.
News, Beacon, New York, Uptown Magazine, Felon Magazine. I'm always the celebrity photographer. That section they have in there for them. So that's what I do, and I keep one for myself.
Okay.
I met a few like Beyonce. I took a picture of Beyonce when they first came out in the NBA store when they was singing
Destiny's
Bills, Bills,
Child.
Bills.
Oh, Destiny's Child.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yes.
yeah.
And when they all whenever they came to New York, all of them had to go to the NBA store, and every time they had a posting of who was coming, I was there.
So the NBA store was the place to be, and that's where
Yes,
you kind of hooked up with all these celebrities.
yes.
What years was that, David? Like the
Like 2000, 2000, maybe the beginning of 2000.
Okay, okay.
That's when I
What?
got the original Destiny Child, not the new ones, not the three,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
original.
yeah. Octavia and
Luck It,
yeah, Luggett, not Luggett, um,
and then Kelly Rowland and Beyonce.
Beyonce. So, who is like the most nicest celebrity that you worked with? Just
Uh,
really nice and kind. Maybe it might be more than one, but
yeah, yeah.
you know.
Alec Baldwin, he's very nice.
Oh wow.
I seen him coming in my building where I was working, and I asked him, you mind if I take a picture? He said, okay, I'm going to take care of some upstairs in the building. Which way I go? I showed him where to go. When he came down, I forgot all about him. And then he walked over to the desk and said, yo, you still want that picture? I said, yeah, thank you. And then
Mm.
when I went over to a secure place and took a nice picture of him, he said, thanks. Because he's from Long Island.
Oh, is he? I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's from Long Island. So that was nice. And, you got a few people like that who does that, like Lawrence Fishburne. If you don't say his name right, you might have a problem.
Why?
He don't want you to say Larry. You gotta say Lawrence Fishburne. Otherwise, he won't recognize you.
Wow. I
Yeah,
remember when he was a little boy and he was on one of the
cornbread,
soap.
cornbread. Oh,
Yeah, he was a cornbread early me, but he
yeah.
was on One Life to Live or one of the soap operas when he was a little boy and he was a badass, on the soaps. But I remember him from way back. So that brings me to my next question. Who was the most difficult to work with? I mean, I don't know if you could say names or you can just give me the scenario or what happened. It's up to you.
Um, I can't think of his name. I think he's deceased now. I forgot his name. But I asked him he worked on Law and Order. I asked him for a picture. Um, I can't think of his name right now. I know his face, but I can't think of his name. Um, he worked on Law and Order. And I said, let me get a picture. Let me get a picture because I've seen him and I haven't seen him before. And I've seen him in the street. I said, you mind if I get a picture? He said, no, not now. So I said,
Mm.
I said, maybe later then. And I never seen him no more because I think he passed away. And I
Mm.
was like, wow. So like I said, it depends on where you at in your position. I mean, like I worked in some buildings where it was off limits to take pictures with people, but if they come into my building, I just like, yo, which way you going? I can help you. Where you going? They
Right,
say I'm
right.
going upstairs. So I say when they come down, if you don't mind, I could walk outside and then I could get a picture. So I did a lot of that too. You know, you gotta
Wow.
the way you approach people. That's what it is. Because if you
Yeah.
want that picture bad enough, you'll find a way to do it.
Wow.
And we did one with Russell Simmons, Andre Harrell, and Salt from Salt and Pepper and Tretch. I did a nice shot with them. Same way.
Wow. Wow.
So
Do you do like photo shoots, or is it just impromptu when you see people on the street?
um it depends on. I don't do the photo shoots like a studio and all that there. I do a lot of on location stuff.
Okay.
I do
Okay.
on location because carrying that equipment and if you ain't got no assistant, it's a lot of it don't help you.
Yeah.
When you're doing a photo shoot, you in the studio, you got the lights, you got assistants helping you out. I mean, now that everybody got their own genre, how they do it, but I don't do that. I'd do it if I
Okay.
have to. I mean, I would have to rent a studio and do it, but I could do it. Or
Right. Right.
you could use a white background, and you could do it anyway. As long as you got a white background, you could do a nice shoot. You need
And
a
the light.
headshot. Yeah,
Yeah.
the light. You need a headshot, 3/4 and a full length. You good,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
So
you still got to learn
you
that.
do it all.
Yeah,
Basically, you kind of do everything.
yeah. I started. I mean, I did a lot of work when they had Polaroids back on 42nd Street, taking pictures like that.
Okay.
So it's fun. You know, it's fun for me.
Yeah. Yeah. So has photography always been your passion?
I think so. I've been doing it
Yeah.
so long. And like I said, I started back on the block, taking pictures of people on the block, and then you start moving around. It's certain. I mean, when you move around, you see pictures that you you gotta have, and then hopefully you got a little camera, or something in your pocket, or something like that, and that helps out a lot.
Yeah. Have you had any training? Because those cameras are kind of complicated. Because I have a Canon, I forgot one of those Canons. I think I started off with a 2i or 3i or something.
I don't know
It
that.
was
I was a friend of mine showed me some of the stuff about the camera, but I started with a Yashica, and
okay.
then from there I started with. Then went from there to the AE1 Canon, and then I moved up, and then I always liked Canon
Mhm.
because it seemed like that brings the better picture for me out. Because a
Mhm.
lot of people use different cameras, they use
Yeah.
Nikon and all that. You got to feel the camera itself and know what you're doing with it. Then you know what's best for you.
But did you have any training or take classes or anything, or just maybe
Um,
YouTube videos? How? I mean,
no,
they got a
no.
lot of little knobs and stuff on there. How you know how
Yeah,
to do?
some people have to take that to better themselves, but I just got an eye for it. That's all I can say. I just got an eye for it, and I've been doing this for like so long. So I mean, you learn. I mean, you could always ask people their advice, and they can help you. But if you got an eye for it, and then with the cameras they got now, because before back in the days they didn't have automatic. You had to
Mhm.
use your own wit and the focus lens and all that there. So
Right. Yeah.
with the adjustment, from focusing it yourself to automatic, that should help you out a lot. And if you and then it's always good to take classes. But
Yeah.
I never took a class.
Oh, okay. Okay. So this is just something natural for you.
Yes.
Yeah. What is the most, hardest thing about your job?
Um. Well, I used to deal with a lot of agencies, and they didn't sell my work as much, so that's why I
Mhm.
always stayed freelance.
Okay.
I talk to a lot of photographers who helps each. We always help each other out, find out what's going on, and your outlets, your newspapers and stuff like that. You always got to keep in touch with them because you let them know I have an event coming up, and what I'll do is I'll shoot you the picture, and you can put it in and then if you're good with that person, news, any kind of
Mhm.
daily news post or whatever, it's always good to keep in touch with the photo desk,
Oh, okay. Okay.
because you could call them in a hot second, and they'll know who you are, and they'll always, look at your stuff before they look at somebody else's. And if you got a good picture, that's a check.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's how
So,
that works.
so David, how much have you gotten paid for one picture? The highest amount?
So far, I think I got like 2,500.
What for one picture?
Yes, and that was before that situation where everything had dropped. We was doing a lot of parties. I think I was doing like 2 or 3 events a day, and still going to work at night, overnight.
Wow, wow.
So you got to get up. You got to get up early in the morning to do what you got to do. And then when they used to have like publicists used to have a list of who they work with, far as the photographers, we make our own list because they have their own people. They got agencies blocking up stuff, so we have our own list, and
Yeah.
we write our name on the list. You could go do other events and come back in time for this event, and you still got your slot.
Wow. Wow. So you got
So
to hustle, huh?
so it's but
A
it's well
hustle.
worth it because you're looking
Yeah.
at if you go to 4 events, you're looking at dealing with 4 events, maybe 5 different outlets. That's checks,
Right.
and you got
Checks.
yes, and
Plural.
you have to
Checks.
keep that up for a while because you you don't know when your first check gonna come. If you got bills to pay, you trying to back up checks so you can keep your bills up to par.
So that's why them paparazzis they be hanging out at the airports
Yeah,
and they be grinding, man,
yes,
or at these restaurants where celebrities go in and out.
yes.
So that's all about checks.
Yeah. And in California it's worse because it might be a little easier because what they do is they got 5 people and they driving around in cars. See, in New York, we could jump on a train real quick and go somewhere.
Right,
They
right,
they
yeah,
jumping in cars out there. They hitting spots. They got like the same thing we do here. You let your man or your other lady or sister, whatever, go to one spot. You go to one spot. Somebody else go to
yeah.
another spot, and you try to cover every event you can,
Wow,
especially the
you work
movie
together.
premieres. You got on-site people at different clubs. You got you got parties that's going on. So you're trying to hit every spot you can, and that's how people really start with their magazines. Because
Yeah,
with all those pictures you getting, you could start a magazine your own self
right, right.
because you covered everything in New York or wherever that's going on, and people looking at that's what people want, like a page 6.
Yeah, yeah,
That's what they want. They want this gossip right now. And if you're doing
yeah.
like that, that's the way people doing it, and that's the way they was doing it.
Wow. So everything is immediate. They want it right now.
Yes.
Yeah,
So that's
yeah,
why social media helps out. It helps out a lot, but it's still everybody not computer literate to do it like that. So you like I said, you have an assistant or somebody, whatever you take, you tell them to post it. And that's what helps out a lot.
well, wouldn't that take away from your money if you posted to social media?
No, because the networks and the newspapers and all of that there, they still gonna come to you for pictures. So they could
Okay.
just a lot of them. That's why I don't put my good pictures on social media because somebody could take it off and take credit. People
Yeah.
didn't think
Say that.
like
Can you
that.
say that again? Because I work with models, and I always tell them, do not put your best on social media.
Yeah,
Save your pictures for publication.
yes, yes,
So try
because
to go
people
ahead.
take your publications off social media and say they did it themselves. Because right now we're using SD cards, and that's the only way you could prove your what if you took it or not. Before we
Wow.
had before we had film, that's guaranteed saying that that's yours.
Oh yeah.
And if somebody could come up with that picture off a negative beside you, somebody's stealing.
Yeah. But can't you put like your I know photographers, I have a magazine and this drives me crazy. It's like they put their little stamp, I don't know what you call it.
Yeah, color water.
Yeah, or
Yeah, they put
or
that
they
on
put
there.
their logo or something on
Yes,
there.
yes.
Can't you do that if you put it on social media to prove it's your picture?
Yeah, you could put that on social media, but you can't place that in the magazine.
Right,
You
exactly.
can't
Yeah.
place
No,
that in
I'm
the
just saying.
Yeah, you can't place that in a magazine or you can't put that in the paper. You got to do that after the fact.
Yeah.
So
I'm just
after you done sold the picture, you can do what you want with it, but that's
right.
still your portfolio picture. You put in your portfolio. But if you want everybody to see it, you could put the color water with your name and everything on there, just to let other people see, because they can't
So they
take
want
that
to
and say they
steal
took it.
it.
Yeah.
Yes. So they want to take credit for your work.
Yes.
But that's one with social media. I just think that, people are putting their best work out there for a like.
Yes.
And I feel like if you even have it published or put it in a magazine, at least you can get credit, and try to get, compensated for it. You
Yes. You
know,
get.
and that's
You,
what I tell models all the time. Don't put your best pictures on social media,
but
and
like
it's for a like. Go ahead.
but like you said, people. Right now, people want attention, and they trying to get it any way they can. So they got to like you deal with the agency. That's a good thing to do, but make sure you're getting your due. Don't let
Right,
people just take advantage of you.
right, right,
Because,
right.
like I said, I worked with a few agencies. I didn't like the way they was doing it. So, like, if I've sent you pictures, you're gonna use them. They could take your agencies, take your pictures, and put them anywhere, all over the place. You don't know.
Mm,
Your pictures could be in somewhere in Amsterdam, Greece. You're not getting paid for that because you don't know. You can't follow every social
no,
outlet that there is.
yeah, yeah,
They getting paid because they know where they placed it. They gonna give you, oh, we only sold it like right here. Here's a check or so for like maybe $600. Yeah, but what about the other maybe millions I could have got? Oh,
yeah.
oh, they ain't gonna tell you about that because that's
Well,
what
they
keeps they
get their money first. They get their
that,
money first,
yeah, but that's what keeps their company moving because
Mhm.
long as you don't know, they ain't gonna tell you.
Right,
So
right,
that's
yeah,
why I quit. I quit agencies because of that situation. They
yeah.
holding on to check. They holding on checks for like 3 months. Talking about, oh, we ain't sell nothing. So I said I quit. Oh, all of a sudden they pulling checks out the closet. Like, what's going on with y'all? People, y'all could make people homeless. People got bills to pay.
Yeah, they don't care.
I know.
They
That's why I
get
should
their
have saying
money
that.
first. Yeah, they get
Yeah,
their money first, and whatever they get, what they 33 and the third or 20%, and
yeah,
then they cut your check from after that. So
yep.
you're doing better as a freelance
Yes,
photographer.
because you deal directly with your people. You deal with like any kind of outlet you deal directly with them. My check is coming because I
Mhm.
trust you. My check is coming, and then we gonna move from there.
You build
Anytime.
relationships. You
Yes,
build relationships with these people.
yes.
So, I mean, you're dropping some good nuggets today for photographers or maybe potential photographers because my son, he's into photography, more videography, but I have to kind of pull his teeth to do pictures with me, or how kids are. But I
Hmm.
think that's a good hustle right there.
Hmm.
But when I'm in New York, or like I'm in LA, and I see celebrities, they don't look the same, you know. So
That's
how
why.
do you
That's why you gotta take their picture. You gotta keep. You always gotta be aware of what they look like and where they at
you
because
want people that look like how they look on TV?
yeah,
So how do you even know who they are, really?
a lot of studying. You gotta study them. Look
Wow.
at a lot of TV.
Yeah.
You gotta. I mean, you could bump into somebody and say, "Oh wow," and then you still got to have that proper manners when you talk to them, like you talk to anybody else. And then the way you talk to them, that's the key. You got to
Mhm.
talk to them like talk to them like regular. And if they
Exactly.
get crazy, then you got to like, yo, get crazy. I mean, I don't know. They talk crazy to me, I get crazy back. Like all that ain't necessary,
Exactly. Yeah.
because some of them do get crazy because of their status. But all in all,
Right.
you're still a human being.
Exactly. But
You know.
even like I was in New York, and I was walking down Fifth Avenue, and I was telling my friend, as this lady, she had all these packages, and then she would knock on these doors, and then she would go into these. I was coming from one of Laura's events. I was in New York for Laura's Cross Boot Camp, and she
Okay.
would go into these doors, and then maybe I would stop, and then I would see her again. I was like, she's somebody famous. I don't know who in the hell she is, but she going into these, exclusive, uh, shops where they won't let the public in. So
Yes.
it's like, when I see celebrities, it's like, who is that? That looks familiar, and it's like you gotta like think. It's like who is that? I've seen this person before. So
Hmm.
I just for me that would be hard, kind of, because I kind of don't pay a lot of attention to people, looking in their faces, and it's like they're just human. But I guess it's different because that's your money.
Yeah. But it is good, like I said, the best thing to do is the way you approach people, cause and you
Mm,
gotta respect their boundaries if you want that respect back. Because I seen
yeah,
Brandy and her and her father was in a diner on 7th Avenue one day, and I'm like, I seen people stand outside looking at her like, I'm like, who is
yeah,
that? And then instead of them waiting, they rushing up in the restaurant. I'm like, can I get a picture? I'm like, what's wrong with y'all?
yeah, yeah,
You don't have no respect for their privacy at all. So I
yeah.
waited for her to come out, and then I asked her, and her father asked him, can he take the picture? And he took a picture of me and Brandy. She had to be about when she first came out, one of her first albums.
I met Brandy. I still have the autograph in Los Angeles, right? It was me, my family, and my ex-husband and his daughter. And so we were in the Sizzler. You guys have Sizzler in New York?
Yeah, they gone.
Okay, so this was like the movie that came out when she did with Diana Ross. So
Okay.
we were in the Sizzler. You know how you have to pay for your food first and this and that. So I'm standing in line, and I think Karen was about 6 or 7. She kept hitting me. It's like, look, mom, look. I go, yeah, whatever. I'm trying to get my food, right? Mom, look. And I looked, and it was Brandy and the guy that plays, God, he was in Jason Lyric and now,
Alan Payne?
yeah.
Alan Payne.
Yeah. So they were in Sizzler. And my stepdaughter, my husband's daughter, she's like, and Brandy came over, she hugged her, and she said, "What's your name?" Da 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 da. And I still have her autograph. I still
Okay.
have that autograph. That was when she. Oh, and then she did a market analysis. It's like, do you like my song? Did you see my new movie? It's like, wow, that I would never forget that. But I just think that they need their privacy, especially if you're eating.
Yeah.
That's my pet peeve. Do not mess with me when I'm eating. I don't like cold food.
Yeah.
So just let me eat. But I think for the most part, you've had great experiences. It seems like.
Yeah. I met Brandy again after that situation. I met her again at an album release party when she was pregnant with her first kid.
Okay.
I got the picture and
Right.
everything. It was like,
Right.
and
Yeah.
then we went in and took pictures, and it was nice. I mean, like I said, it's the way you approach them.
Yeah.
Don't go over to someone, I want a picture. Don't do like I met Prince before he passed away, and he was walking out of the movie premiere for Bamboozle, and it was me and another photographer. So we asked, can we get a picture? And he's the photographer. I mean, his bodyguard said no, no. And the other clown I was with messed up the good picture. He took the picture and he took his camera and stuck it almost like underneath him, and shot it. And then they had to drag him off, and I kept walking on the
Wow.
side of him, and I got a nice picture of Prince, like a side picture where he looked real quick, but it was still
Um,
it's still Prince. He's a little guy. He was a little guy,
yeah.
but I
It's,
was I was like him.
you
I was
know
like
what? I had a feeling that there was going to be a situation with Prince because he kind of like, you know, very standoffish. I guess
yeah,
that's
yeah,
my take of Prince. It's like, nah, he ain't gonna say, yeah, come on, take a picture. It's like, don't
yeah,
bother
yeah,
me.
yeah, yeah.
See, like
Yeah,
he
he's,
have that
he's
kind of
quiet.
persona.
Yeah, he's real
Yeah,
quiet. I mean, not timid, but he's quiet. But
yeah.
he was a musical genius.
Yes, yeah, he
musical
was.
genius.
What
And
about Whitney? Whitney Houston. Did you ever see her and Bobby out and about, or
no, no. I went to a
that's
funeral. I went to a funeral though.
oh, you did?
Yes, yes. I was right outside when they did the funeral. I went to a few funerals. I went to hers. I went to Jay-Z. I mean, Jam Master Jay's funeral. I went
Mm,
to Big Pun's funeral. I
wow.
went to who else? Jam Master Jay, Big Pun. Uh, oh, Heavy D.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
and he had some Big Pun funeral was the craziest. He was in the middle of the floor, and they had everybody walk around, and he had security on each corner of his casket,
Why?
so nobody wouldn't snatch his jewelry and nothing off his neck.
Oh, he had a lot of jewelry on. They didn't bury
Yeah,
him with that jewelry. I hope.
yeah, but that was just for showcase.
Oh, okay.
And I
Did
took
you get pictures at the funerals too?
no, they don't let you inside taking no pictures.
Okay,
You
okay.
wasn't allowed. They didn't let a lot of celebrities don't let you do that. I was at Luther Vandross's funeral
Mm.
when Patty brought Teddy Pendergrass there in a wheelchair.
Oh yeah, wow. Did
See,
you
that's
get
what I said.
pictures of
New York, you can't take. They don't let you take pictures. You can take outside.
not inside, but
Yeah,
so you were inside?
no, I did
Oh,
the
you were
outside. I
outside.
did, yeah,
Okay, but did you get pictures from the outside?
yeah. But they was when they bought her when Patty bought Teddy, they didn't let nobody take pictures because he was in a
Uh,
wheelchair. They didn't want to, It was kind of crazy. But I mean, he in the street.
everybody knew he was in the wheelchair.
Yeah, but I mean, they brought him through the front and they had all the photographers standing on the side.
Uh,
Because like most time you're taking pictures like when you had an event like that, some kind of event like that, the celebrities would come over to you, let you take your picture, and then they move on. And it's up to
okay.
the director how they publicist and the director how they want that done. So sometimes you gotta just go out your way and run to the front, get a picture and run back. You gotta be, I
Okay.
mean, you gotta so sometimes they'll kick you off the line too.
It's like you talk about like the red carpet. How
Yeah,
yeah,
but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. I mean, it's kind of
yeah,
disrespectful, but if you want that picture bad enough, you got to do what you got to do.
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
I know the red carpet. I think what was the event they just had a couple of weeks ago? Was it the Soul Train Awards or
the
I
BET
think it was
award,
BET,
BET,
BET.
yeah,
So yeah, I guess they have the backdrop where, the talent, they do their little poses and,
yeah.
or do they do that in New York a lot?
Not recently because I don't know. A lot of people left New York. They went to Atlanta or Chicago. I mean, not Chicago, Charlotte, North Carolina. I think it is. A lot
Oh,
of
okay.
stuff because a lot of the movie theaters that we was working with up here closed down, and then the
Because of
pandemic
COVID?
and the
Yeah.
pandemic didn't help.
Okay. Okay.
So now you got me, but you still got even not beside the talent leaving. Even when they leave, they take their publicists with them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like with the connection is like either you go to LA or you go somewhere else. I mean, ain't nobody
Atlanta.
unless you
Yeah.
paying my way, I'm not going.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Would you
know,
ever consider moving to like Atlanta, or, it's always the next hot place, and I think Atlanta is pretty much hot. With Tyler Perry got those
the
studios out
studio.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would do that there after I retire.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
ain't got that. I mean, I'll try to do that after I retire because it's still I'm gonna still be doing photography later on, and it's still you got to think about, is it worth the switch, and then how much would you make? That's what you got to make sure of. Because like I
Yeah.
said, you're still paying your rent, you still got bills to pay, and
Mhm.
then you got to link up with a new connection with a
Yeah.
publisher, somebody down there. So it's some things you got to think about before you permanently move down there.
Yeah.
If
They
you're
need
gonna,
you just as much as you need them, though,
yeah,
because they gotta have their faces out there in the public, and
yeah.
um, you
But
know,
you have to figure about your outlets too. because since the pandemic, newspapers and all that there is gone almost. So you
Yeah.
gotta see how you unless you got a magazine and with social media, I don't know. You gotta figure that out.
Yeah.
Un- you
Yeah.
know, Unless you're doing a show like yours, that's a positive way to do it in
Yeah,
the
it is.
magazine like that there.
Yeah, yeah. I just think everybody, like you said, everybody wants to be seen, and you got to keep your face out there, especially celebrities.
Hmm.
Uh, feel like they say if you're not seen, people will forget about you.
Yes,
So
yes. You
I noticed one thing with Lizzo. Every time she has a new album coming dropping, she's doing something suspicious, like walking up a hill in 6-inch shoes, or complaining about, oh, they just tease me because I'm fat. I mean, you got to keep relevant, I guess,
yeah,
especially when you're having something, something new dropping.
yeah, but she can't really complain because people picked her and made her the way she is because her weight and her singing. Now, if she
Yeah,
lose that, she might be it might be a turn in her career.
yeah, I think it will, because that's
So
who she is.
sometimes you got to stay what you got.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, that's kind of the plus size community embraced her,
Hmm.
and she likes to walk around with her butt cheeks out. So that's who she is, right? You love it, or either you don't. But I
Yeah.
think complaining and the whining is something that I don't appreciate.
What she doing is promoting another. They got another show on TV too. Plus side models and stuff. Is a show
And
that's coming on TV soon.
is it
It's
dancing? I know she got the show with the dancers.
no, it's a TV. I think it's a TV show. They keep showing the ads, but they
Oh,
say go big or go something, go something. Yeah, they
hmm.
be showing the advertisement on TV. I be laughing because
Okay.
they plus size.
Oh,
It's a modeling show, I think.
okay. I know she has that dancing, dancing plus size dancing show, which is
Okay.
pretty good though. It's good to see plus size women moving and
Mhm.
inspiring and doing cartwheels and splits, and anytime you move is good. You
Yes.
know,
Yes.
so I could if the skinny chicks can do it, I can do it too.
Yes.
But talk about a little bit about modeling. Do you do fashion shows and runway shows or
Everything. I did.
every
I did fashion shows back in the days. I do everything. My like a first cousin of mine. He's the owner of a Nietzsche clothing line. So I did his fashion show. I did Rockaway fashion shows. See, a certain thing like whatever's hot, that's what you got to cling to.
mhm,
So
mhm,
fashion in New York is good for September, and I think it's February.
February
You
Fashion
have
Week. Yeah,
yeah
Fashion
you,
Week.
yeah you have to attend those if you want to be somebody. Because
Mm,
not only are you attending a fashion show, you're getting your pictures, but you never know who's in that crowd.
right, right.
You have
S-
celebrities in the crowd, and you might miss them. You just do your job and look around and get some of the crowd as well. And then once sometimes you look at your picture later on and say, "Oh, I didn't even recognize them," but you got the
right.
picture of them.
But how do you decide which show to go to? Because there's, Fashion Week. There's
A
so
lot of
much
them.
going on. Yeah. How do you decide which ones to go to?
Um, you try to pick out whatever they accept you as, because they don't let you in all of them. You gotta like I said about the agencies, if you work with somebody like that, they pick ones you want to go to. And if you want to
Right.
go to any other ones, you got to try to talk to the publicist, because the
Uh,
publicist in charge of the event, they're the ones who will know who you are, and they got to make phone calls. They'll get back to you. Sometimes they don't. So
okay.
then you think you ain't gonna be able to go there. And if you just walking by the event and you just tell them who you are, some other publicists working the event as well might say you could come in.
So
So it
you got to
depends.
get that media pass.
Yeah,
Yeah, you got to
because
get that media
because
pass.
the new, like, if you with the media, another thing with the media pass, that media pass is good for certain things. The New York media pass is good for certain things. The fashion shows and certain other things that they don't consider that liable. That's why you got to deal with your own people, like the photographers that you see every day. You make your own list, and your name on the list. You're good to shoot.
Right,
The
right.
agencies, what they do is they try to move people like us out since we freelancers and we still working. They try to
Mm,
move us out or to have us try to work for them.
mm.
And if you don't want to work for them, you got your own outlets. They don't want you to work with them, and then it's a problem. But you still have to get your pictures, and it's up to you and then the publishers because there's more of us working freelance than it is of them trying to do the agency.
But why would you give a agency a percentage of your money and you can just go out and do it yourself?
Because
They're
the
not
agent,
giving
oh,
you more money. They're not, you're not making more money with these agencies.
because
So,
a lot of people they think the agencies help their career out
hmm,
because you with the agencies they send you, like I said, they send you certain places, then you getting your name out there. But once you find out the loophole, then
you can do it
you
yourself.
do, you got a choice. I could still work with them, get beat out my money, or I could do it
Yeah,
myself since I already got some connections and I can
right,
make more money.
right. So
So that's
all you
part,
need is those connections.
yes. But
You
I
off
mean,
and
like I
running.
said, it's up to you. It's up to the individual to work, grind his, he gotta grind. He gotta go
Yeah,
out there and find out what's going on, where people at, um, and try to work his way in. Like all you gotta do is know one person, but that gotta be a big person working the event. Like maybe the owner of the event or big publishers who would trust you. Or like I
yeah,
said, any event you go to, go there real early, scope this place out, scope out everybody who's working, doing this and doing that there, and then see how you could talk to the publicist and let her see your face back and forth. And she say, you by yourself, sometimes they'll let you in. Once you let them know you're a photographer, you're working for yourself and stuff, they'll let you in their party before they will let other photographers in when they with two and three people.
yeah, yeah,
So they'll trust you than they would another person because the way you approach yourself and the way you carry yourself.
yeah.
So
So it's
that helps out a lot.
so you got to excuse me, build those relationships.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So, we kind of winding down. It's God, this is a fast hour, but this is very interesting, and I would love for you to send me pictures to
Mhm.
put in my magazine, and
Okay.
would love to do a feature article on you. But before we started the program, you were telling me about a show you did yesterday. Want to tell us about that?
Yes, it's a Queens. The name of it is hold on, I got a paper. It was a Queens showcase where they do it every year. They've been doing it for about 20 years, and they every year they're getting better. Like it's a community thing, and the mayor came through. Some of the dignitaries came through from Queens, and they
Hmm.
they put on a show every year. It's this African Spectrum of Queens Theater,
Okay.
something like that there. And yesterday
And
they
who
gave
performed?
huh?
Who performed yesterday? You said Regina Bell and
Regina Bell was there. They had a comedian performing. I forgot her name. It's on the flyer. They gave Roberta Flack the key to the city. They gave about five proclamations,
hmm,
and they had it was rained out at the beginning, and then everybody came back, and it was a great show.
wow.
Regina Bell turned it out.
I'm sure
She
she
turned it out.
is it difficult for you to keep up with all the events that's going on, or how do you stay in the loop?
Like I said, you got to just keep up with your people. You got to keep up with your outlets. Let them know that I'm on vacation this week, so you let
Oh,
them know that you're on vacation certain days, or let them know your days off, And if anything going on in your days off, they'll send you the link. They'll send you what's going on. You call up the people, put your name on the press list, and then once you get there, you tell them who you are, and then they'll give you your credentials, and you go do your thing.
Wow. Wow.
And then we got another show coming up this Thursday coming up with Slick Rick is gonna be in Brooklyn doing a free concert.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
So,
I'm gonna do that too. He doing it from 7 to I don't know 7 to 9. I'll be out there like 5 o'clock.
oh, wow. So what you're saying is that once you get in the loop, the PR or someone will email you the information, and then you just go get your credentials and you're good to go.
Yes,
But that took,
yes,
but it seems so easy. But that took like 27 years of grinding to just
yes,
to get in there, to get
yeah.
in there.
Because you have to know you want them to know you as well as you want to know them because you just ain't supposed to go to no event or ask
Hmm.
somebody who's who because other photographers ain't gonna let you do that because some of them, I mean, jealous or hate whatever, they figure they don't know you. And
Right.
if they think you could take better pictures than them and that's making you get money and they not getting money, they ain't gonna
Yeah.
give you no information. So you
Yeah.
have to you gotta sometimes you can go to events, sit around, just watch people and see who's
Hmm.
who. And then you walk up to that person. Like I said, it's about your approach. You walk up to them, let them know who you are, show them some pictures, like I did when I first started off. Show them
Hmm.
some pictures, and they start talking to you, give you and like I told you, the lady that started me off, her name was Marilyn Mitchell. She
Hmm.
was the one who told me about how to get professional with it, and I showed her some pictures. The first thing I did was I did a party for her, and I gave it to her. I gave her the pictures, a copy of the pictures for free.
Mm.
I didn't charge her nothing. I gave it to her for free. She looked at my pictures, said, "Yo, you do pretty good work." I said, "Thanks." And that was my step
Yeah.
in the industry.
Wow. Wow.
And that was a big step because once I knew her, I started knowing Lyris Cross. I
Mm.
started knowing Kim Porter, and all of them was part of Maryland Circle.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
that was a big step, as far as industry was.
So, what has been the most challenging aspect of being a celebrity photographer?
Dealing with these other photographers. Because
Uh,
like I said, they if you want to call it hating, that's what they do. They hate. Like I said, they don't want to know you, they don't want you to know what's going on. And unless you got your outputs already who send you stuff. Cause before when we started off, the outlet you work with, they would send you emails about what's going on and who's gonna be there. So you gotta go there. If you depending on say if you miss an email or you out there running around and you see another photographer, he'll say, "Oh no, nothing going on tonight." So you thinking nothing's going on. So you going home, and then you
yeah.
see it on maybe you'll see it on the news, and then you might see a glimpse of him on there getting his pictures. Like, oh, he
Oh,
just lied to me.
yeah.
That
Every
that
man for himself.
yeah, that's what it is. But
God for us all.
I don't do that. I mean I like I don't mind if somebody goes. I'll let them know what's going on because I know my skills. So I don't worry about if you take a picture and sell it because my skills took me longer and I got a lot of pictures and I'm gonna always sell.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you starting off, I'm just giving you the blessing that I was given.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
So I don't,
awesome.
by me telling you something going on, yeah, it's going on over there. Get your feet wet. I got mine wet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Somebody, I mean, somebody blessed me with this here, let me know something, so I'm letting you know something. So don't think I'm hate. I don't never hate on nobody. Do what you do.
Yeah. That's awesome.
You know.
We covered a lot. Is there anything you would like to say that I didn't ask you?
Um, you just have to be conscious of who you talk to and most definitely who you approach about if you want any kind of pictures or talking to people. That's the most important thing because you just can't walk up on anybody just because you see a celebrity in the street. You got
Mm.
security around them. You got this. You got that. You got other people behind you who just want the picture, and ain't got no kind of professionalism in them, and that can mess
Mm,
you up.
yeah, yeah.
You just got to be
Do you
conscious of who's around you.
so any photographer that would like to do what you do, I know you said, get in good with the photo desk at the newspapers,
Yes,
PR people,
yes.
I guess contact some magazines. What else can, what advice would you give to, my son that may want to do this and, be a he did want to work for TMZ once upon a time until what's the black guy was used to be on there
The one with the
Val?
dreads.
No, the other one. He was very outspoken, the younger guy.
Oh, I don't know him.
Was it
I don't
uh,
know. I hardly looked at the show that much.
okay?
That
But
it's too
he was
much.
a
It's too much
what
controversy with them because they the same thing that I'm talking about. They the same people. Like if they the same people that grind like everybody else grind, and they'll get in your way to take a picture, and they don't care who you are. They don't have
wow.
no respect for like the next photographer. Like I would take a picture, and if somebody behind me, I would lean down so you could get
Mm,
your picture. It's not
right.
about blocking. It's not about blocking so nobody else don't get. You probably can't take pictures. That's why
Yeah,
you
they don't.
blocking.
Yeah, they don't care. They don't
Yeah, but
care.
they don't know how to take pictures either. Because you could have, like I said in the beginning, you could have an expensive camera. You taking 100 pictures, and I could
Mhm.
take three, and mine's will sell faster than your 100 will, and you just wasted a lot of film or a lot of cartridge stuff.
Are these
You gotta.
younger guys? You think?
These are older guys and the same guys. Some are older and older. They
Okay.
just don't want you in their space because, like I said, they know they don't want you to get a picture that they could get when they standing in front of you. And
Mm,
it's I mean, just people just hating. I don't care what they is. I don't care
yeah.
what color they is either.
Right.
If they gotta be in a space that you're in, they'll go get a cop and let him know, check his press pass to see if he's legit.
Wow. Oh, I
I mean,
know.
I done went through it all. I done went through it all.
Yeah. It sounds like Karen's of the photography world.
Yeah, it ain't. I mean, it's just the work. The photography world is great. It's the people around you that's haters.
Right. Right.
You know,
Right.
but
But
you gotta deal with that as you dealing with photography.
so, what advice would you give going back? The guy name was Van. He was a younger uh, black guy on TMZ, but once he quit, he quit. My son kind of stopped watching it. But what advice would you give a young, talented photographer that wanted to get into celebrity photography?
Somebody like that guy that you said quit, you could always talk to him because that could be your link,
Oh yeah.
and together y'all could do some good stuff.
Mm.
Because you could bring him up where he was already at, and he may have the connections that you need to start you off.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does.
And y'all could start you could start a show or you could start a magazine or with your son being a photographer, new, he's learning and he could give him some good advice as well. But y'all
That's,
could start a good friendship and that could be your son's way up.
yeah, like a mentor.
Yes,
Yeah, everybody needs a good mentor or someone, like you said, that can, somebody open the door for Van, maybe he can, be willing to open the door for somebody else.
yes.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm going to give you the last word. And again, we're here to educate, enlighten, and entertain you. I would love to, show the audience some pictures. What we do after this, we'll edit, and we can always edit some pictures in, and then it's going to be on Choice TV on
Okay.
Roku. So I'll send you that link, and we could put some pictures in there so people can see what you do.
Okay. So you gonna the pictures I have from yesterday, I could send them to you as well.
You can send me whatever you want, and we can integrate it in the show and into the magazine.
Okay.
So, yeah, yeah. I appreciate you taking your Sunday to talk to me and have this great conversation. But I always give you the last word. And what we do is we kind of peace out. So I want to give you the last word.
Thank you for listening to me. I'm glad I got this opportunity to be this, to get interviewed by such a lovely person who gave me this shot,
Oh,
like I did
absolutely.
when I first came out. And appreciate everything and have many blessings into your future.
Oh, thank you. The same to you. So I'm gonna end. I want to shout out to Kier Walker who gave me your information, or he gave to you my information. That he has been a great friend for over 10 years. So
Okay.
that's my friend, and he's always been there for me. So thank you, Kier Walker. I hope you're watching, and we appreciate you. And so I'm gonna count to three. We're just gonna peace. So you
That's
ready?
fine.
So you ready?
Yes.
All right. One, two, three.
Peace.
Peace. And thank you guys for watching. I hope we entertained you, enlightened you, and educated you about photography, for celebrity photography. And thank you, David Shellman. We appreciate you. God
Thank you
bless
very
you.
much. God bless. Take care.
Thank you.